Vanier in Canada graduate scholarship offered by the government of Canada. This another generous scholarship in Canada. So let's just take a look at the overview. Named after, at a glance, it's named after a Major General Georges P. Vanier, the first Francophone Governor General of Canada. The Vanier Canada Graduate Scholarship Vanier CGS program helps Canadian institutions attract highly qualified doctoral students valued at $50,000 per year for 3 years during the doctoral studies. Considers 3 equally weighted selected criteria amongst academic excellence, research potential, and leadership potential. So this scholarship is more of a doctoral scholarship. Who is eligible and when is its deadline, as well as nomination process. Now, the opening date for this scholarship is 30th of June 2022. For students, it says consult nominating institutions for submission deadline. However, nominating institutions, their deadline is November 1st, 2022. So this scholarship requires that you are being nominated by a nominating institution. Now the next, it said this funding opportunity is being posted in advance of the application period. Participants will be able to apply for this this opportunity as of June 2020. Nomination process. Candidates must be nominated by a Canadian institution with a quota to host Vanier scholars. Candidates should only seek a nomination from the institution at which they want to study. The term quota refers to the maximum number of nominations an institution can forward to the national competition. Now, what this means is that you will write to any Canadian institution informing them that you would like to take part, in the Vanier graduate scholarship. So it's like you are seeking the consent of this institution to recommend you for this scholarship. That's simply what is there. The next is eligibility or who is eligible for this scholarship. It says 1, Canadian citizens, 2, permanent residents of Canada, and 3, foreign citizens. So the scholarship is open to both national and international students. Areas of research. The areas of research include health research, natural sciences and engineering, as well as the social sciences and humanity. So the next now, let's now look at nomination process and eligibility. Now, eligibility say confirm that you and your nominating institutions meet all the criteria below before you apply for the Vanier Canada Graduate Scholarship, Vanier CGS. Nominations that do not meet all the eligibility criteria will be deemed ineligible. 1. Candidate eligibility. Citizenship. 1. Canada citizens, permanent residents of Canada, and foreign citizens are eligible to be nominated for the Vanier CGS. Next, to be nominated by only one Canadian institution which must have received a Vanier CGS quota. So it therefore means that when you are sending in your application, it should be that it's only one institution that is recommending you for the scholarship. 2, say be pursuing your first doctoral degree, including joint programs such as MD, PhD, DVM, PhD, or JD, PhD. If it has a demonstrated and significant research component, intend to pursue in the summer semester or the academic year following the announcement of results. Full-time doctoral, that is, or a graduate research program such as MD, DVM, JD/PhD studies and research at the following institutions. And 4, have completed no more than 20 months of full-time study in your doctoral program as of May 1st, 2023. Doctoral program would begin after the completion of a master's degree. The months of study completed are calculated from the doctoral enrollment date. Next, it says have completed no more than 2 months of study in your doctoral program, that is joint graduate program and the rest of them. Eligibility of program of study. Okay, another interesting thing is also here for those who are a bachelor degree holder. In my opinion, this seems to be a good news. You say another eligibility criteria here. That's another person who is also eligible to apply for this Vanier CGS scholarship. You say enroll directly from a bachelor to a PhD, and you've not previously enrolled in a master's program. That means you've not previously enrolled in a master's program in Canada. You are also eligible for this scholarship. The next, it says enroll. The months of study completed are calculated from the doctoral enrollment date. Okay, previously enrolled in a master's program without obtaining the degree. Another thing again, it says have achieved a first-class average as determined by your institution in each of the last 2 years in your full time of study or equivalent. Candidates are encouraged to contact the institution for its definition of a first-class average and must not hold or have held a doctoral level scholarship or fellowship from CIHRO, NSERC, SSRC to undertake or complete a doctoral programs. Please note that only PhD portion to a joint program is eligible for funding. Only PhD portion of a joint program is eligible for funding. Next, eligibility of program of study. An eligible doctoral program must include a significant research component that leads to the completion of a thesis, a major research project, dissertation, scholarly publication, performance, recital, and exhibit that its merit and expert reviewed at the institutional level as required for a completion of the program. Joint graduate research programs with a professional degree, as well as clinically oriented program of study, including clinical psychology, are also eligible programs if they have significant autonomous research components as described above. Next is number of months of doctoral studies. So regardless of disciplines, all prior doctoral level studies that started in Canada or abroad are considered in the evaluation of eligibility and are considered to be continuous, full-time, and uninterrupted unless otherwise confirmed by the institutions, including the summer months unless on official leave. The Vanier Banting Secretariat will count 2 months of part-time study as 1 month of full-time study. Students who've studied on a part-time basis must outline their part-time study in the special circumstances attachment. The information must be reflected in the transcript. Nominating institutions. Nominating institutions must have received Vanier CGS quota. I earlier mentioned that. Then 3, and the next item, eligibility to hold a Vanier CGS. It said without exception, a Vanier CGS is tenable only at the eligible candidate institutions that submitted the nomination. So let's now look at that now. It said 1, be registered in a full-time doctoral program at the nominated Canadian institutions and not hold a faculty appointment concurrently with the Vanier scholarship unless they arrange for a leave of absence from the appointment. 3, remain enrolled and demonstrate continued satisfactory progress in their doctoral program. 4, not hold or have held a doctoral level scholarship from CIHRO, NSERC, SSRC. Okay, I think we've looked at all of that. It's just kind of They are going detailed into all of this item. Okay, next for is part-time studies. It says Vanier CGS may be held by students who are registered part-time due to disability, parental or medical reasons, as well as family-related responsibilities. For eligible part-time students, the Vanier CGS will be equivalent to full-time funding spreads over a long period of time. Okay, another category for the Canadian federal government employees. Say Canadian federal government employees are eligible to hold his scholarship only if an unpaid leave of absence is taken. Note, not salary, special allowances permitted. So that's for federal government employees of Canada. If they fall into this category, they will be able to apply for this scholarship. The next is multiple applications. It says eligible candidates may apply to both Vanier Canada Graduate Scholarship Program and the agents and other agency-specific doctoral level scholarship fellowship programs in the same academic year, provided that the research proposed in each application falls within the mandate of the federal granting agency to which the application is submitted. Okay, so meaning that you can send in multiple applications at the same time to various other a scholarship organization or body or scholarship funding body. Note, say since eligibility, evaluation criteria, and completion deadlines are different, applications submitted to Vanier CGS are not considered in agency-specific doctoral award competitions. You must apply to each program individually. Now, meaning that you can, if you are applying to one institution, you can apply up to 2 different programs in that institution. I think that's what this this section is referring to. And the last is the candidates who are successful in both competitions will have to choose which award to accept. So after sending in multiple applications, maybe it falls on your side to be lucky, or it just happens by coincidence that you had both. You have to give off one and choose your best of interest. The one that interests you most is what you will have to choose. Say footnote, say the term quota refers to the maximum number of nominations an institution can forward to the national competition. Then 2, the institution must provide confirmation of registration in a full-time PhD program at the Canadian university, meaning that while you are applying for, while you are requesting for nomination, requesting that a Canadian institution nominates you, you must have also gotten admission, or you have applied for admission to that institution, so that the nomination will not be a baseless nomination. It will be that this institution is nominating you because you have gotten an admission with that institution. That, in my opinion, this is the best way to go, or the best way to put in your application in this process. Okay, next is our application and nomination instructions. It said those wishing to apply for a Vanier CGS should verify that the institution to which they are applying for doctoral study has a Vanier CGS quota. Okay, I think there will be a page for that, but let's continue. Say candidates must be nominated by institution at which they want to study. Candidates cannot apply directly to the Vanier Canada Graduate Scholarship. Vanier CGS application packages submitted through ResearchNet will first be submitted to a Canadian institution that will be putting forward their nomination. Candidates should verify institutional internal deadlines with the administrator at the nominating institution. Candidates should Read the selection committee guide prior to commencing the application. This guide lists 3 evaluation criteria and has useful information on how the criteria are evaluated. Vanier Canada Graduate Scholarship Selection Committee are multidisciplinary, and applications should therefore be written with a non-specialist research audience in mind. They say you must also review the Equity, Diversity and Inclusion page before beginning the preparation or review of an application. To be considered eligible for funding, candidates must attain an average score of 3.1 in each of the 3 criteria. Tips say for applicants to new Canadian academic system, okay, begin your application by researching Canadian institutions through University Canada website. We recommend browsing each university respective website and thorough researching the program of interest in which you would like to complete your doctoral degree, as well as supervisors for your proposed research. This is a little bit of work because you will be contacting the university and also contacting a supervisor that you will be willing to work with you in your area of study or research. 2. Consult the Vanier CGS quota page in order to ensure that your institution of interest has a quota for the year in which you are applying for. Okay, meaning that, for instance, maybe a university may be given a quota of 500 persons or 500 students. So, and you are applying, maybe the university may have exceeded their quota. So it is quite important that you know the quota that is given to them, and you also ask questions why before putting in your application to avoid fruitless effort. Next is a competition process. That means you apply, your application is forwarded through your nomination institution, and your nomination from your nomination institution, it moves to Vanier CGS on or before November 1st, 2022, 20:00 Eastern Time. And number 5, the Secretariat coordinates the reviewer process. Then number 6, the Secretariat presents recommendations to the Tri-Agency Programs or the Steering Committee. The Tri-Agency Program Steering Committee endorses and approves final decision for the Vanier CGS program. And number 8, nominated candidates are notified of the competition results in April 2023. Now, it's an important note. Each student can only be nominated per competition. If more than one institution is nominating an individual for the Vanier student, the student must choose one institution to submit their nomination. Multiple nomination will not be accepted. These are documents that is very, very important for applicants. Say 1, research net application form. Say it includes 2 reference, each with 3 sections. There's a recommendation letter. Then 2, a CCV, limitless entry. Please see completing the common for complete information. And 3, research contribution, that is your contribution towards research. Number 4, personal leadership statement, that is how you've led in the past and how you intend to lead in the future. Then 4, special circumstances, as a need may arise or as a need may be. Then 6 or 7 rather. It said 2 leadership letters of reference, 8 a research proposal, and 9 project references, and 10 transcripts. So these are the documents that are very important that you must submit alongside with your application and the rest of them. Now it's a general application process. This application must be prepared, finalized, and submitted by applicants using the ResearchNet. So the ResearchNet is kind of the application gateway for this scholarship. Then 2, so any information is not required or exceeds the page character limits will be removed from the application prior to the review. 3, applicants must review all components of the application to ensure completeness, meaning that after application, your application is not just entered, you are given opportunity to review it to ensure that all of your information is correct before you submit it. Number 5, you say the Vanier Banting Secretariat cannot legally accept an application until the consent and submit task is completed on the ResearchNet dashboard. Now, this means that you are giving a consent that all of the information you are giving or you have supplied on that application terminal, on that application page is correct. That is when this the secretariat can accept that application. Number 6, say these pages provide general instructions but do not necessarily represent an exhaustive list of information required to complete an application. Okay, meaning that more information will be on the application page. Then number 7, format of documents. Say refer to presentation standards for documents for the required format. All attachments for your application must be prepared according to the standards provided. Applications submitted that are not prepared according to the instructions provided may be deemed ineligible. So all applications should follow a standard. If you're putting in your application, it must follow a standard that is requested, or a template that is requested. They said there are 2 deadlines pertaining the 2022-2023 competition. One is the institutional internal deadline. So following the student's identification in ResearchNet of the institution proposed for doctoral study, an additional date and time will appear at the top of each page. This is the deadline by which your application must be submitted to the institution through ResearchNet. This deadline is set and controlled by each institution. You will not be able to submit your application past this precise date and time. 2, program deadline. It says institutions must forward their selected nominations to the Vanier CGS program by November 1st, 2022. Now, since institutions are given a date for them to submit their application, institution will also need to review the application that they are submitting to the Vanier CGS agency. So they will kind of set a deadline in which or they will have to they must have received all application before forwarding to Vanier CGS on or before November 1st. So, and it may vary from one institution to another. That's just a quick one for this Vanier CGS scholarship at Canada, or offered by the government of Canada. So guys, please start putting in your documents in order, start preparing and start putting in your application. I wish you all the best and I wish you success. Thanks. Please do like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Bye.